Alright, I am testing the GoupRc Brushless motor. I hooked up the little micro receiver to my FTG and action power, and it's working. So I wanted to test that it's working before I put it inside the truck. I'm super stoked that I was able to match this micro receiver with this aftermarket radio to the brushless motor, and it's working, and it's going to go in that truck. Alright, the first part of the install, I took the stock engine out. Stock engine out. I took that screw right there. And then I took those two screws right there. And then now I took this axle off and that axle off, the old one, and put it back on the new one right there and there. So I just bolted that back on. Now I gotta bolt on those two bolts. Installing one of these bolts back here. And then I'll install this bolt right there as well. I did take the receiver tray off. And then I also took this battery tray off to operate it. So we're gonna put all that back together. I was feeling pretty good about this GoupRc brushless motor. Like the color. I was matching up with my car. But now I got this problem. Can't seem to fit this thing under there to post the new receiver so it doesn't bind up. So that's something I gotta figure out. But it's late. I'm ready for bed. Kind of making progress on this build. I got this motor in. I had to flip the mount for the ESC. And I will have my receiver here. But I was freaking out at first. I gotta do something with the shock still. I gotta make it droop more. I don't like this high. I don't like this high crap. So I gotta make it droop so it's not tippy. But the GoupRc is getting done. It's rubbing right in here, so I'm gonna have to cut that down. Have to cut these pieces down, which is actually where the shocks are supposed to mount. I'm gonna try and figure out an adjustment. I do want to get this car lower. I got Coffee and Crawler little guys event coming up soon, so I got to get this build done. All right, finally got the GoupRc motor installed with the little micro receiver to the Flysky Gt5. I had to get a little creative with this, so I got the receiver up here, the ESC, the receiver. There is the GoupRc. I had to flip this part right here. This seems to be crawling just fine. It's like, what is it? All right, let me put it on the floor so it can get a rip. Oh, it's got some power. It can move. All right, Cat thinks it's a toy. I'm excited to get this thing to go. I gotta clean up the wires. So this is the axle base camp. Gotta clean up. I don't know if I like these aftermarket springs because it sure makes it high. But I gotta figure out how to mount the front part of the base camp. Alright, overkill blue.